And it's a challenge. It's you got to be on your toes every day,
Right.
and it's a battle because you're competing also for advertising dollars with other television stations, radio stations, and what have you. That's why I launched when the concept also our television station, Mireya, was because in 1996 the Telecommunication Act of Congress was enacted, and that allowed the big conglomerates to be born, the clear channels of the world.
Right.
And others that own basically everything, you know. And I saw that coming. I saw it in the horizon coming. And my father and I discussed, and we looked and said, wait a minute, Dad, we don't have that type of money that these guys have in order for them to buy radio stations. Why don't we do the television that you were telling me? Tell me a little bit more about that television, Dad. You know. And I thought at that time, I said, well, we offer our advertisers radio and television, you know, then we have our own niche in the market.
Right, something different.
And something different. And I said, this is a great concept. Let's do it. Let's move forward. And so in every market that you go, either you go to Victoria, you go to here in Corpus Christi, or you go to San Antonio, we have radio and television.
And that's a nice big space. I mean, yeah, San Antonio is big, but to be able to spread across a big city, smaller cities, medium-sized cities, that's different concepts.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and my name is Carlos Lopez, in case the people didn't know. So it is, and I say that because the radio and television stations are owned by the Lopez Broadcasting, and there's not many Hispanic-owned media in the United States. There's 11,000 plus radio stations in the United States, but I believe only 8 or 10 are owned by Hispanics.
Huh. And that's interesting because Hispanics are the largest.
We're really the minority.
Yeah.
So we're like a dinosaur.
Wow.
The Lopez family, what we own doesn't exist in the landscape of the United States. They're owned by big companies, big conglomerates, deep pocket companies. So we've been able to stand there and fight with these giants all this time.
That's good, good. And I'm going to give you...
That's why I'm not afraid in life.
Oh, right? If you have to fight the giants all the time.
You have to fight with them and stand up for what you believe in and execute the dream that you originally had.
Right.
And we don't worry about what the other guys across the street are doing. We worry about what we're doing and try to treat everybody with respect. And I think that to us has it's been a formula that has worked with us for many years, and it's a concept that we'll continue to formulate.
That's good. And like I was saying, I want to give you the opportunity to tell me a little bit about your fans. Good fan base, and talk to me about what are some of the most interesting things they've told you.
Well, you know, I think originally it was an idea that in 1989 when we went on the air, I'm telling you, in 1989 with all these banks closing in the state of Texas, it was a bad time. We went on the air and we didn't have a telephone. That was we didn't have a telephone, and back then, of course, there was no cell phones. So for a whole month, we didn't have a phone. We couldn't afford it because all the resources we had went on the tower, on the antenna, the coax, the transmitter, just the basic stuff to get on the air. And I tell you what, they were calling my brother. Anybody that was named Lopez, they would call. They were trying to ever ask you for wanted dedications. They wanted to see, you know, who it was and what have you. And I'll never forget when we finally installed it. Our number was 855-7123, and actually was my home number. And I thought the 7123 was a good idea. My father went on the air and said, "Okay, we finally have a phone. If they call us, the first caller that calls will win $105." And here it goes, 855-7123, and 1 second it rang.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
since then, the phones never stopped ringing.
That's good.
It rings every day, you know, either for business or for dedications, or you know. And I think the idea about broadcasting media is that, and something that I think I've seen in one of the bad things that I've seen in these folks is, you know, that have bought all these stations throughout the years, is that maybe they've disconnected themselves from the community. You know, it's good when corporate owns it for business, but I think it hurts when they disconnect themselves from the responsibilities that they have as broadcasters to serve people in need and try to help as many people as possible, because it should never be about just money. It should be about serving the community, serving the public. And I'll give you case in point. when Hurricane Ike hit the Houston, Galveston area, the Lopez family with our radio stations very humbly and went on the air on radio and television simulcast, and we were able to raise about maybe $12,000 to maybe $15,000 worth of supplies. Took a U-Haul truck over there to Houston with the help of State Representative Carmen Alvarado. We were able to go into a pod area where thousands of families had not eaten a warm meal. And we were able to take the back-off cookers who they volunteered themselves out of Robstown to join us, and we cooked for about 1,500 families a hot meal that they hadn't had because they didn't have any electricity. And we took them food, we took them water, and it was maybe a small grain, but if more companies would do what we did, you know, people wouldn't suffer as much.
One of the many positive things that the media can accomplish in our world. And we're running out of time, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to give me any closing comments, anything you feel maybe we didn't get to cover.
Well, you know, I think it's been a wonderful experience to work with my family. My father, he's my hero. He's my best friend, and it's amazing to be able to accomplish the things that we've been doing in life, and the people that have been watching this or who are watching this, if you can take anything from this interview, please take the fact that our faith is extremely strong, and anything that you want to accomplish in life, it's not about money. Don't focus on the idea, I want that big job because I want money. It's because that's what's in your heart, that's what's in your spirit, that's what's going to make you happy, that's what's going to give you the quality of life with your family that you're going to enjoy for many years. And that's what we believe in the Lopez Broadcasting family. I hope we have served you the best way we can. And if we have failed people, we apologize. But if, you know, we also are very grateful to God that He's given us this opportunity to bring this broadcasting company to the public. And we're going to continue to work hard. You know, my grandmother had a saying that I have in my heart, embedded for all my life. She came from Monterrey, Nuevo León, y ella siempre decía, firme y adelante. And I believe in that. En todo lo que haces en la vida. Don't be second guessing yourself. Vos no sé, a ver, déjame pensarlo. You do, put your mind into whatever you're going to accomplish in life, y hazlo firme, muévete para adelante.
So moral of the story, do what you love and do it well. Thank you so much for joining us here at Hola Tejas. Thanks to Carlos Lopez, and we loved hearing all about your family and what you do with the broadcasting industry. Y de parte de Hola Tejas, les mandamos muy fuertes abrazos. One more time, we'd like to thank the law offices of Joe Flores. Goodbye. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarlos. We want to thank Carlos Lopez for coming over and chatting with Hola Tejas. Y gracias a todos ustedes. I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, a special thanks goes out to our sponsor, the law offices of Joe Flores. And don't forget to check out the Hola Tejas blog at holatejas.wordpress.com. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't, and what's important to you. Yo soy Mireya Garcia y de parte de todo el equipo de Hola Tejas, les mandamos un fuerte abrazo. Adiós.